To be a real man, you gotta look back. You've got to figure out what has shaped you and decide what needs to be held on to, what needs to be let go of, and what needs to be faced and reconciled. Do you know why you are the way you are? Why you do the things you do? Have you ever explained you to you?
The challenge of life sometimes is it's easy for a man to go through life without beginning to look at all these connections, all of these relationships.
We speak directly into how to deal with issues with dad, how to deal with issues for mom.
It frightened me a little bit to look back and deal with some of those hurtful moments. But I realized I had to because it was affecting who I am today.
None of us were raised by a perfect father. Everything that's killing you is in the chest of every man you know.
We're talking about character shaping, burden sharing relationships. You can't make the journey to authentic manhood alone.
Every man has a story. Every guy has been shaped by the key moments in his life.
There's some complexity that goes along with the step family that sometimes creates stress. And let me give you a quick little equation that we'll probably come back to throughout this series, and it's simply this. Complexity equals stress. And stress thickens blood. Thinking about step parents for a second. Some of the most problematic situations that I've ever run into in working with step families is a parent who's a little bit older in life, and they are just bound and determined to use the same strategies with these younger stepchildren. And they have the philosophy that if it worked there, it better work here. It's got to work here. And so they keep doing it over and over and over again. And what they fail to recognize is that there's a complexity here that totally changes that parenting dynamic for them.
Even though Jesus has come to my house, I can get so busy serving him, I never get around to really knowing him.
The thing that I would say has touched me the most is how practical it is.
When we look at scripture, we see the beginning and the end, and a lot of times we forget what's in the middle. And Joanna does an amazing job of stepping back and looking at the middle, looking at the person and what they went through.
I don't know about you, but I want to worship like Mary. But the Martha inside keeps bossing me around. I'll take your cares, I'll take your burdens, those things that are beyond your control. But when it comes to your responsibility, I want to help you. And because of Jesus, you and I can have a Mary heart in a Martha world.
It's difficult for me to say how I feel about Christianity because I don't really know what it stands for anymore.
That's pretty powerful to have somebody believe, to start a religion based on something that you were using as a cover-up.
I actually don't believe in objective suffering or objective evil.
I believe the Bible was created by man, not by God.
The issue for me is, does God exist?
That's hard for me to answer. In fact, I think it's impossible, because how do we know what truth is?
Do I really think, Christ is going to come down and Revelation is all true? Probably not.
Everyone who considers Christianity brings heartfelt questions and intellectual objections born out of real-life experiences. They're looking for answers, but even more, they're looking for a safe place to ask their questions.
Many cultures, and therefore many people that I meet, hold to common sense, consensus beliefs that make Christianity automatically implausible to them. And therefore, they have many genuine, heartfelt questions about why it is that so many people around the world think Christianity is true. Perhaps the best part of my work as a pastor is helping people think through issues of faith and doubt, belief and skepticism. And that's exactly what we get to do in the Reason for God DVD.